Hey everybody, welcome back to art. It's Friday, so it's art day, and we're going to be talking about how to create different angles and shapes through the use of line and connection in this art video. So you're going to want to grab your pencil and some paper and an eraser and a ruler or something straight that will help you, okay? And we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with about 5 or 6 squares drawn on the paper. Um, I'm going to show you how to turn the squares into cubes. You'll have a chance to practice these. So maybe first what we'll do is we'll just spend some time practicing how to make cubes out of squares. So we're taking a two-dimensional means it's flat on paper. Oh, why is it so hard to see? Hold on a second, let me put my light on. Oh, that's not helping either. I'm gonna need to make these darker. Hold on a second. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna draw with my black Sharpie marker so you can see. Sorry about that. Miss Hope is experiencing technical difficulties. A two-dimensional object is something that lays flat like these squares. How we make these three-dimensional means they're not going to actually come off the paper. We're not cutting anything to make it flip up, but we're going to create the illusion of dimension by adding more lines at different angles. So here's how you can make, when I was little, this is how I learned. My uncle taught me how to make cubes like this. So you make your square, and then you take another square and you intersect it, that first line, in the middle of the top line of the first square. And then you make the L, and then you bring it up and you close it. It's roughly the same shape. You see how that's already starting to form, and now how you connect it is you bring that line to meet there, that line to meet there, there, and there. Let's practice again. It doesn't really matter out, where you started from. I always like to make this vertical line that crosses over the first square first, just to give me a guide. If you know how to do this, then you don't need to watch me do it. You could just go ahead and make about 5 or 6 cubes on your paper. But if you need help, just watch this over and over again until you get it. Keep practicing. You should be always practicing. This one I'm going to do a little differently because I'm not going to start at the top. I'm going to start at the bottom this time, because I want to make it so that that cube is coming out this way. It's important that these lines that cross over go at an angle, not straight, because then you won't be able to connect the corner. And let's do one more like this. Okay. So yeah, I'm doing mine in a Sharpie marker, or black permanent marker. But you should probably be working in pencil. Okay, so now I've got my ruler ready. What I'm going to do is I'm just looking. I've got 5 cubes on my paper, so that's good. But what's going to happen is now I'm going to be using the corners of my cubes and connecting more lines to create the illusion of more angles, and to make it kind of look like gemstones or icicles or geodes. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I'm just going to pick a spot to start in. I'm going to pick that center square corner right there. And I'm going to use my ruler to line up. See how I'm lining it up? I'm not down here. I'm not over here. I could go down to this one if I want to, but I'm going to go this way. I want to make my line that way. So I'm going to make sure that this point and this point connect through a line. Just like that. Okay? And now I'm going to connect another point of that square to... You're going to get so good at these that you won't even need to use a ruler, because you'll be able to do it freehand. Okay? And so now I'm going to do the same over here. I'm just going to pick a random spot. You really can start wherever you like. And I want to create like a triangular angle. See? And then you just want all your lines to connect to different corners of the cube. That's what you have to remember, is just to connect them to different corners of the cube. This guy lives there, and then his friend lives over here, like that. And then we're gonna connect this over here, because why not? It's okay if you make a couple mistakes. Don't worry about it too much if you know, you mess up a little bit. That's fine. That's, you're learning. And then I'm gonna bring this one over here and over here. I know I tend to work a little bit fast, but what you guys just need to know is that you need to connect your corners through a straight line to another corner of a box or cube. And you just kind of keep checking to see if you like how it's coming out, and that way you can figure out when you want to stop. These become really hard to not, these become really hard to stop doing. I've done a ton of them because they're so much fun. This is going to be a straight line across, and then all I'm doing is moving my ruler this way. See, I'm staying connected over here to this corner, moving my ruler up this way. See? Just like that. And then I see an angle here that I want to create, so I'll go ahead and do that. And now you've got all these really cool angles, kind of like almost looking down from a building or seeing something from different angles. Gives you different perspective. You could turn your paper around and see if there's any place where you'd like to add. See, I'd like to add something over here, so I'm going to go ahead and go like that. Okay, so in a sense you sort of create this three-dimensional product. I'm going to close my marker because I want to look at this. Yeah. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're either going to, you can grab a pencil. We're going to work on some shading. Now I have a blending stick right here, but you may not have a blending stick, and you don't have to blend at all right now. I just want to show you how you can create some really cool effects with your pencil. I'm just going to pick a spot to start in. Now my pencil doesn't cover my doesn't cover the Sharpie marker, and so you're just going to have to understand that you're going to see those black lines, but I'm just using my blending stick here to blend that pencil in and create like a shading effect. I'll hold it up a little bit so you can see. You can use colored pencils too, if you'd like. If you've got colored pencils laying around and you want to go grab them, or crayons, you can do that. You can also use your pencil or your marker, if you're using a marker, to create patterns. I'm creating lines. And then I'm going to go over my lines with a, so I did horizontal lines, now I'm making vertical lines. It's called hatching. Not like hatching an egg, but creating a, like a weaving pattern. So this is what you guys are going to do. Once you make your cubes all over your paper and you connect those corners to create angles, see, now I've got this really cool technique here. Now I've got a triangle here that doesn't have any lines going through it, so I'm going to go ahead and use my pencil to shade. When you're just filling in a large area and then you're going to blend with your blender, you don't have to cover every single white part of the paper, because you're going to blend it like that. You don't have to have a blender either. You could always use your finger or a Q-tip. If you have a Q-tip and you have permission, you're allowed to use. And that's it. It's very simple. These are just really cool kind of warm-up exercises to get really good at drawing cubes, because cubes are going to help you learn how to do things like boxes and furniture and chairs. Even when you want to learn how to draw those things, learning how to start from the cube form will help you develop those skills so that you can draw other things. Okay, and so give it some color. Take some time, do a couple different ones, and send me the one that you like the best. Okay, and I'll be looking forward to seeing what you do. If you want to do a page of cubes first, just to practice them and get good at them, do that, and you can send that to me too. And then move on to the cube connections, like what we're doing right here. And I want to see how you guys are making out with your making the connections and the straight lines. So remember, you do need to use your ruler. That will be very helpful, or something straight that can help you connect. And remember, with this, the only real thing to remember is that each corner of your cube is a place where you draw a straight line from, and it meets up with another corner on a different cube. Okay, and that's how you create those sharp angles. If your line is going off somewhere in the atmosphere here, then you're not paying attention, and you gotta try to go back and retrace your line and figure out what part of the cube to connect it to. Okay, all right, so this is what you're going to work on. I want to see your work, so send it to me at hsperling@atalamontessori.org. I'll post it on the school site, and you can get started on this and work on it throughout the weekend. It's super fun, super easy. All right, and it shouldn't take you that long to do. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you soon.